Yes?
Well, you might. If and I can remember it. It got kind of hot over there in Potter's Field. But there's no trees and it's all grass, and I like to come over here with the little ones and the children and help take care of them. You know, so I suppose you want to hear the story. Well, I was farming with my mommy Sally and my dad and my big brother in Boone's Lick, Missouri, back in the 1870s. And my daddy died in 1881. My old brother got the farm. And then he brought home this girl, and he said he was going to marry her, and there wasn't room in the house. And so he gave me an old mule and told me I better go west. And I better be one of those people to go west and never to be heard from again. Well, I wanted to go mine gold anyway. I'd heard about Denver Pikes Peak gold strike, and Leadville and Silverton and Central City. So I came out and I bought some shovels and some picks, and I worked a bunch of mines, and I worked a bunch of dead claims, and what I really found was my talents were better used mining the gaming tables. The gaming tables with a pretty woman by my side. And despite my notable and illustrious career as an upstanding citizen of the finer gaming establishments in cities, they didn't respect my superior talents. And so I kept moving, of my own accord, of course. And I settled in Denver that winter to earn a grub stake to come to Cripple Creek. Cripple Creek had the biggest mines. Cripple Creek and Victor, the gold camp, the cities of gold. The biggest gaming tables and the biggest, the prettiest girls over on Myers Avenue. Well, Cripple Creek was so rich, they had 2 operas in town. 2! There were only 2 in Colorado, and they had 2 in Cripple Creek. And they had a May department store that had grand pianos and the finest French dresses straight from Paris. It was a great town. They were so rich that if and you couldn't afford $2 and buy a cemetery plot up there in the fancy part, because those highfalutin people on Bennett Avenue or further up the hill didn't want you buried over there, well, they buried you for free over there. For free. In fact, Albuquerque and Ruidoso and Pueblo and Colorado Springs and Denver, they sent their dead people here too. In boxcars. There were boxcars pulled up at the train station full of dead people every day. Every day. And they're buried out there in the Potter's Field. By the way, this is from Pearl's grave. She helps me with the babies, and she said I could help myself anytime I wanted to. She knows gentlemen when she sees them. Well, I digress. I was in Denver working up my grub stake to come to Cripple Creek. And it was January and it was cold. My luck at the gaming tables had turned as cold as those January nights. And my fingers were so cold I couldn't pull a card out of my sleeve to win a game. And I pushed away from the table that night, and I stumbled over into the stockyards, and I wrapped myself up in my blanket as the snow started falling. And I got warmer, I got warmer, and I got warmer. And before you knew it, I was on my way to Cripple Creek in a boxcar. I made it! I made the gold camp at last. Hey y'all, if you run into Doc Susie, don't tell her about this. It's medicinal. It doesn't prove it's medicinal. And thank you.